for us.
What up, Art?
Appreciate the art.
It just popped up on my phone, hockey related. So, D-Mac, we definitely want to get your opinion on this. Carey Price has taken leave and from the NHL and has entered the Players Assistance Program. So, big news in the NHL world.
Players Assistance Program, very well familiar with it, would be the behavioral, drugs and alcohol. So, whatever the best part is the fact that my man's taking care of himself, stepping away, and the league does a good job of helping the guys out. So it doesn't matter to Carey Price, one of the top goalies in the league. We're all human beings, so this is a good step for him to step away, and I'm proud of him, as my brethren, but proud of him as a fellow addict.
D-Mac too, in that situation, given Carey Price, a primetime player. I mean, check the fantasy drafts. I mean, he's a big time player. What goes into that decision to say, hey, I need to go handle this, and you know what's coming, right? Like the media stuff's coming, all of it. It's going to be talked about. Yeah,
but at this point, you don't care. The biggest
you just want
thing,
it over. You just want it to be over.
You want, to make this step. It just means that. You want change, or you want, and however it came about, and whatever the trigger point, or whatever. Everybody says there's rock bottom. No. Trust me. It's a black hole pit. You'll just keep digging deeper from where you ended. So the fact that and it doesn't happen overnight. This is sort of probably gone on, at least in my experience. I don't know his, but the fact that he's getting help, all that answers all those questions we don't care about. Because now you're sort of addressing something that you've either been hiding from this monster, now you're putting the monster in front of him and you're willing to fight. So we all go through it. It doesn't matter who you are. You're a human being, and we all, what you do is not who you are. So this is another proof. So if Carey Price is your guy, or you respect Carey Price and he's doing that, and maybe you in your life, this helps you to go ask some questions, and it's just all about getting outside yourself. So no matter how great of a professional athlete or whatever it is, you still got, at the end of the day, you got to live, and you got to live in your own head. And I'm proud of him. Proud of anybody who's done that. You look at a guy who's living this journey that we're behind here is the Bobby Ryan. Bobby Ryan, we're hoping he makes this team and stuff like this, but he's been through his stuff, but he's proven if you do the work, that you can come out of it on the other side.
No,
so
that's for sure.
Proud of those guys, no matter who they are.
And this to be able to step away on your own and separate. And you know what? I need this time away from the team. I have to work on myself and my own mental health. It's important to make sure that you guys are there to support. Your family, your friends are there to support these people moving forward. Just let them know that you're there, anything they need. And sometimes we don't need advice. Sometimes they just want people to kind of listen to let someone to vent to. And sometimes you have people who don't know how to deal with, and not saying this is his case, but some scenarios where people, they don't know how to communicate their issues or what they're going through.
Well, because it's a lot to do that. When you're at the top of the game, when you're at the top of the world and getting all the shine and everything like that.
It's different.
It's hard. It's hard to admit that, I would imagine.
Yeah, it's
hard as a person.
Hard.
Period. Let alone that.
You got people who's dealing with, they're fighting demons every day. You don't know what demons are going on.
Absolutely.
From depression to anxiety, and sometimes the only way they can cope with it is through substance. And it's kind of good that he checked himself in, and hopefully he gets everything he needs by going through this program.
Justin Thomas on our YouTube chat thread says, yes, I'm in recovery too. We all make mistakes. It's about taking control of your life back. So Justin, wish you the best of luck in your journey too. But it is, and that's the thing. Like with the athletes today, and I know people say you get paid a lot of money. Yes, they get paid a lot of money. With all that being said, there's also a lot of pressures and everything else that comes with that too, and it adds, man. It adds to it.
Let's address this too. Because a lot of times this could be mental health issues also, which are on the more of the forefront in dealing with. So that's just, it might not be alcohol, might not be that. That's the one thing. I think Jonathan Drouin, who is also a teammate in Montreal, has come out. Right, he was a first rounder. Stevie traded him for Sergachev in Tampa Bay, and he's come out with his mental issues. So maybe the fact that he's addressed it has helped his teammate Carey Price address it. So you can't say whatever it is, but it's the fact that he's getting help, whether it's mental, or whether it's addiction, whatever it is, it's in the same category that you got to get out of yourself, and that's the whole thing. You're not doing it alone. So congratulations also to Justin. Keep day at a time, bro.
Yeah, because that's all the stuff we fight. That was something, and I've talked about like my weight loss and stuff like that. It didn't go as well as it could have till I literally got in that every single day. It is a cliche, but it's a cliche for a reason, where it literally was wake up, eat the way you need to eat, period. Like meal to meal. I mean, hour to hour, all that kind of stuff, So there's a lot of similarities out there. And as you said, Joe, I think that's very well said, because that's something that I've always maintained. That's why I can never understand like going into a store or whatever and being like a jerk to folks, like, dude, because you don't know what somebody's battle. Like I know you know me, but I don't know you like that. I don't know what's going on inside your head. You don't know what's going inside my head. I mean, even something where when I'm at home with my parents, like, your dad, your mom and stuff like that, but do you really know what's going on inside? You know what I'm saying? Like you do not know.
And I think it's important because a lot of this stuff starts at home. All right. And you have to be the person to come out, and so I have these conversations with my kids. I'll talk to my son and say, hey, is there anything that's going on? Are you dealing with anything you want to talk to me about? Anything you think I can do better? These are things I see from you. Encourage your kids. I think it's important to have these conversations because moving forward, it can be very, very healthy for their mental health. And I think I read somewhere that they're letting some kids have 5 days off from school just for mental health. And we look at it and say, oh,
that's soft.
Yeah, that's soft. Yeah, and then our culture, the African American culture, when, somebody's, is not in their right mind or something, our mom and dad, they're just crazy. They'll be okay. But no, it's
deeper than that, man.
It's deeper than that. And so I think it's important that we have these type of conversations. I think it's very important for people to take accountability for themselves, and that's why I commend people who take accountability for themselves and are able to check themselves into these programs. So I think that's major.
Yeah,
that's the whole thing, is where where I stand, because I tell everything on myself, but that's my recovery. If I gotta live everything, and you gotta know where you stand, and how I feel and everything else, because that is my program, right? Because it's not about anybody else; it's about cleaning my plate.
You're a big accountability is your thing, and that is a way that's kind of indirect, direct accountability. When you go out there and you tell the story, you were holding yourself accountable to that day.
And here's the thing, whether you don't know this or not, but I'm like half deaf, so everything's stereo. So when I talk, I have to listen. I'm forced to listen to what I say, and if I say something and don't act on it twice, then I'm letting myself down or whoever else to prove that you can come out of it. That's all it is the example that you can be better. Why do I know that? Because I strive every day. I don't accomplish it every day, but I strive to be better every day. And then I surround myself with people who are after the same thing I am. Like you guys here, this Woodward Sports, from Chad down to whatever else. And listen, life isn't always easy, but when you surround yourself with people that are fighting for the same common goal, that's when you can accomplish stuff. And that's what we're looking for when we talk sports and we're talking our sports teams. That's in the big picture of what we want to accomplish to how we live. And that's, to me, Detroit versus everybody in all our sports, but it's being accountable. It's like this. It's recognizing that this guy did this and this guy did that, and it's good, bad, or indifferent, but they can improve. To what George said, it's okay. You be better every day.
This ties into totally what you said about Carey Price too. Rich G says, I'm 33 years in recovering. Bob Probert saved me. I met him in 1989. His widow knows me. That piggybacks exactly what you say when Carey Price comes out and says, hey, I'm dealing with this. That will give somebody the strength to say, I got to deal with this.
Well, let me piggyback on him because, I'm baby Bob, right? But what Bob Probert always able to do is when he didn't know where the line was, he would cross it and show me so I could teeter on it, right? I didn't get it immediately, but to this day, he's a prime example of me trying to be better, because we've all lost people in our lives to different things, and we want to be better. But Bob Probert, you and I both, is a reason that I do what I do today, or I was able to get it. And I didn't get it overnight, and I didn't get it in this year, that year, whatever, but it was over time. So props, man. And that's the whole thing, is that there's more people connected, and that's life. That's what it's all about. Props, bro. And props to Carey Price, because he started this conversation.
Yeah. No, it is, and I'm glad that narrative has changed too, Joy. From what you said about, it's not soft. Like it's not, man.
It's not soft. We need people like him stepping up and taking this charge and making this become a topic that is not frowned upon. We need to normalize being able to talk about mental health and have a conversation without passing judgment. We have to be able to do that.
Yeah, because again, I just go back to that. I don't know what you're going through. I don't know. Like I look in this camera, everyone that's watching, that's listening right now, I don't know what you're going through. I know it's not easy. Life's not easy often. Certainly it's not easy often. So, there is no doubt. But I'm glad that it looks like it's going to work out for Carey Price, everybody. And again, this is one of those moments too. Like our audience that we interact with every day. You get to know them a little bit too. And this wasn't on the show sheet. Like this wasn't a topic
news,
where
actually.
This wasn't something we were going to talk about or planned on discussing. But it's one of those things that I think certainly had its place, and I'm glad that we did. And we have eternity to talk about Seahawks, Rams, or the Lions injury report or stuff like that. But this is the stuff that matters, man. No doubt about it. So again, I'm glad to get to know a couple of people's stories and see what the folks are doing. Or
see how we're connected, right? You see, just like that is that we all go through it. And the last thing is, whatever it is for me, it was the relationship with the person in the mirror, and not walking by them, and because I used to walk by them all the time. I'm not dealing with you, whatever, like this, until one day I stopped and I looked in the mirror, and I said, I'm not dealing with you right now. And he looked back and he said, hope you're alive when you get back. And I was like, oh, you're schwarmy. And then I ended up starting to talk to him and figure out, okay, I lie to everybody else. I can't lie to you.
Yeah.
And that's when you want to be better. That's when it's you. If you don't want to be better, don't be better. Please, I just inform you, if I'm not doing it, then don't do it near me, because it's ugly.
A good friend of mine has a quote. He says, it's easy to do and it's easy not to do.